Mrs. Red here. I hope that I've got some kids that are going to be watching this today because this is all about you. So Friday afternoons at 4:30 p.m, that is Queensland time, I will be doing a kids art project specifically for the kids. So I know that lots of parents and teachers will be watching along with this as well. I will be talking to the kids. You will be able to relay that to them as well. So today we have got a great painting project. Now this project is really suited for younger kids. So we're looking at sort of aged 4, 5, 6, I'd say. Older kids can do this, but they will find that once they've mixed their colours, it's going to be a really basic project for them. So they're going to feel like they're a little bit too smart for the project, but still doesn't hurt to do it because it's always good practice. Now, as you can see here, this is my webcam, and I'm about to switch to it. I will also put the chat up as well, and if you are watching this live, please make sure that you have got a Gmail account or a YouTube, so like a registration, and please say hello and tell me where you are watching it from. Okay, so no surprise that we are painting today. We're using the primary colours. These are our primary colours here, red, blue and yellow. You cannot make these colours. They have to be manufactured. But what we are going to do is make 3 new colours from these. Now, what I want to just point out first is a difference between student grade paints. You'll notice that they say cool red, cool blue and cool yellow. In student grade paints, you can get cool colours and warm colours. Here we have the warm colours. Okay, so you can tell the difference. If I lay them down, you can really tell the difference between the 2 yellows. If I hold them up to the camera there, you can tell that one's more orange. That's the warm one. That's more orange than the yellow. That's more what you'd call a yellow. The blues, you can't really tell. Sorry, that was my son just leaving. You can't really tell the difference. If I hold it that way, you can see that the warm one, this one, it's a little bit darker. This blue one is a little bit more what you would call a blue. With the reds, again, you can see one looks really red, that's the cool one, and this one looks more watermelony, doesn't it? So it looks warmer, so that is your warm red. Now, the difference between these are we're going to be mixing cool red with cool blue, and I'll show you what that mixes. But if we mix warm red with warm blue, it makes a very different colour. And if we kept it really simple and we just looked at our reds here and we put a bit of white with red, what colour do you think we're going to make? We're going to make pink. But if you mix warm red with white, you're going to end up with a peachy colour, not pink. It will not look pink, it will be peachy colour. So it's really important that if you're using student grade paints and they say cool red or warm red, that you go the cool colours for this exercise. It will make a huge difference to the end result. So this here is my paint palette, but it also has acted very well as a colour wheel. So I'll put these over here and bring in my PDF that you'll be able to download on the website after this weekend. And we're going to start by painting in this colour wheel. Now, I have completely come up with this project myself. I haven't done it before, and I have no images of what it looks like, so I'm completely winging it today, kids. But that's okay, because not that I've done this actual project before. I have done many colour wheels. So what we want to do with our paint palette is put 2 blobs of paint. Hang on. Yeah, had to think about that then. 2 blobs in one of the wells, then leave a well behind, go to your next well. That's what these are called. So this is a 6, oh no, it's a 7 well palette. And then we'll do that again there. Now the reason we're doing that is obviously because we're going to be mixing some yellow with some red to make a new colour, some yellow and blue to make a new colour, and red and blue to make a new colour. So we should be right to put those tubes out of the way now. In regards to your brushes, I would have at least 2 different sizes. So you could have these 2 sizes here. The larger one to actually do your palette and, sorry, your colour wheel and the project that goes behind this. So there's 6 more pages in regards to this. And then this little one is purely if you want to paint in your little letters. And there are some little bits in the project as well. So you just want to have those 2 there. All right, so what we're going to do first is just add a bit of yellow. Now I'm going to go quite fast, but you take your time and fill these areas in like that. Oh, I'm going to have to wash my brush. Make sure you've got a bit of paper towel. You don't want to put a wet brush into your paint because then it will water it down. And the other thing that's really important is that you use acrylics for this. So poster paints, I haven't actually ever done a colour wheel in poster paints. So I can't guarantee if those colours come in the cools and the warms, and I don't know what effects you'll get. It's very easy to find acrylic student grade paint, so you should be able to get your hands on them. They're non-toxic. This Chromacryl brand is an Australian brand, and you can find Chromacryl in most places. It should be available on my website soon as well. I've got the stock, I just haven't uploaded it, which is a bit naughty of me. I spend my time too much making projects for you all. Okay, so there we have filled in our first 3 colours. Now you just have to look at your palette, and it doesn't matter that I'm being a bit messy with it because I am trying to rush. Just go with your palette. So I put the yellow in the top one, then the blue, then the red, so that you can't get it wrong. Okay, so this is where the exciting part happens. Just wash my brush and sponge it dry. I'm going to take a blob of that yellow and put it in there. I'm going to put it in the center of there because I'm only mixing 1 color. And then with this red here, it doesn't matter how much yellow I get in there. However, I'm going to go a bit lighter on the red because I want to build up the color. This is the reason why we put 2 colors down, because I don't want to mix that red with the blue. And there's a reason for that. So I'm going to make it a little bit darker, and I'm probably going to add a bit more yellow to it as well, just because I'm going to need a bit more colour of it soon. Oh, we might start with that though. Oh no, I want a bit more yellow. I want it to be a really good orange. Ooh. I'm trying to keep my brush low here because it's going to hit the webcam otherwise, and then the whole image will be shaking. Look at that, we've just made a new colour. And what colour is it? Orange. There we go. Oh, that looks nice on the screen too. I've worked out my lighting a bit better this week. So I'm happy with the lighting. All right, so now we're going to go for the yellow again. Put that into there and add the blue. What colour do you reckon this is going to make? I'll just go lightly on that blue again. And there you go. It happens instantly, doesn't it? It's a lovely colour, which is the colour green. There we go. That's the second colour we've made. You'll feel a little bit clever after doing this, having made new colours. Then now for the last colour, really important to go really lightly with one of your colours. You don't want to go half and half, and there is a reason for that. So the project that you're doing after you've done your colour wheel is matching fruit and vegetables to the colours. And the fruit or vegetable that I have chosen for purple, which is the colour I'm mixing now, it's got a lot more red in it than it does blue. So that's the reason why I have just gone easy on that blue, because I didn't want it to be a really blue purple. I wanted to have a lot more red in it. So just with that colour, bear in mind that it's not really half and half. And for this exercise, you want to have more red than blue. Now, what do you think is going to happen in here? If you were to mix yellow and its colour on the other side of the colour wheel, you're going to get a new colour. And if you mix red with its opposite colour, you're going to get the same colour. And if you mix orange with its opposite colour, you're going to end up with that colour again. And what colour do you think that's going to be? Given that we've got purple on my brush, I'll take a bit more of it and put it in there. Then I might just add a little bit of yellow to it, because I don't want to dirty up the yellow palette. Luckily, I chose cool yellow then. That could have been a disaster. Ooh, yuck. That's awful, isn't it? Those two colours don't like each other, and they have produced a very khaki brown. Yeah, yuck. However, we do need brown. And you might find in the drawings that you're going to be filling in that you might need that brown as well. So although I'm saying it's a yucky colour, it's actually not. It is part of our whole colour wheel, but that's just showing you that if you take the opposite colour on the colour wheel, you're going to end up with brown. So these two colours don't like each other. So you don't want to mix them together. You can only go with yellow and red will make the orange. So that's why we had those separations in there. All right, so by all means, you can paint in your letters as well. So with the rest of the project, how are we going for time? 15 minutes in. Remember to leave comments in the chat if you are watching this, even if you're not watching it live. Please leave me some comments, and the PDF will be available on my website next week sometime. It's Friday afternoon here, so I get the lesson plans up on the website by the middle of next week. So this here is now matching up your veggies or fruit to the colours in the colour wheel. And this is why I say that older years can do this and get quite a lot of value out of doing the colour wheel. But when it comes to matching up, it may be a bit easier for older age groups. So we're looking at sort of the 4 and 5 year olds. So what colour do you think that we're going to be painting our chili? We will start this one. I'm not going to do all of them, of course, but we'll start with one. I'd say that our chili, actually, a good point to think out is it's probably best to actually look at all of these pictures first and decide which ones are which colour, because chilies do come in green as well. So I should have probably shown you all the other pages first. So do that. Make sure that you have a look at all the colours, all the pages first, and match up your colours to see which ones are which. Because there's only one fruit or veg per colour. And because it's got a stem there, I think we might put a bit of green in. Now that green, we might make that green a little bit darker. How much fun is this? And I would love to see your artworks as well. So if you do this, make sure that you contact me either on socials or go to the website and grab the email address, or of course it's all in the details of these videos as well. You'll find the website, the email, etc. And for socials, it's just Mrs. Red's or Mrs. Red's Art Room. You'll be able to find me there. It is Mrs. Red's Art Room. I just shorten it to Mrs. Red's because it's easier. So that's the chili one. And remember, you can do the writing as well. That's why I chose a font that had an outline, so you can have a bit of fun with that as well. So we've got banana. What colour do you think banana is going to be? Blueberries. I'll give you a hint about this. It is the only fruit or vegetable that I know of that is that colour, which is blue. Well, that's an easy one. Carrots. That's going to be orange. This is the one that I had to be careful of the colour. So an eggplant is a purple colour. So if we added too much blue to the purple, it wouldn't have looked right. It would have actually looked more like grapes, which I did think, do I do grapes? And I thought, no, an eggplant is definitely that colour. All right. Now, remember how I was saying with the chili, that chilies do come in green? The pear is the green colour. Okay, so that's why I should have gone through these with you first, so that you work out which colours are which. And then we're back to the banana. So you've got 6 colours there that all relate to that colour wheel. I think you could do that little stem bit there in the brown. Then blueberries are just all blue. Carrots, you can add a bit of green. Eggplant, again, green. And your pear could have a green leaf and a brown stem with the green in the pear. What I might do with the pear, because we've got a bit of time, it's been a bit of a quick project, this one. Let's have a bit of fun with the colours of the pear. My water bucket has gone brown in colour now. I'll show you. Ooh, because I've been mixing up all those colours so they all goes brown. So let's put a little bit more colour down in here. Oh, that's looking very blue, isn't it? I'm going to steal that bit of yellow there to lighten it up. And I'm going to have to squeeze a little bit more yellow in because I want to show you something. I'll start with this though. So we're painting in our green, and then we're just going to have a bit of fun with the yellow because the pear is not just solid green like maybe a green apple is, or a green capsicum. A pear tends to be 2 or 3 colours. But it was just an obvious shape that I knew you'd be able to get. I did the bananas because a lemon is a bit of a hard shape to get when it's just in a basic form. Okay, and I'll just find my yellow again. Put a bit more down. Make sure you put it back down in its correct palette because you don't want to put too much in. Add that to there. A bit more. You want to go really light now. Mixing it there, nice and light. And then oh no, I want more. There we go. So this one, it's got 2 types of green. And if I had a bit of yellow left over, I could just add it as well. There we go. Throw it into the leaf there. And there is still enough brown that I can add that as well. Just go to the Kids Art Projects page on my website, and that is where you will find all these projects. Absolutely up to the artist what they do with the colours in your letters there. So you could end up with 4 different colours if you want. It's all up to you. Have some fun with that. Let's do that. Let's have a little bit of fun here. Again, you don't have to be neat with it. Also remember, teachers and parents, not to staple these projects together before the kids get to do them. And that is because you've got to wait for paint to dry. So you don't want to be having to wait for the page to be completely dry to then turn it over. And what you could do afterwards with these is actually cut out the vegetables and fruits. Cut around just a nice neat square around the words, and then stick them on a new piece of paper. Maybe a coloured piece of paper. Oh, I've got too much red then. A coloured piece of paper. That would look nice rather than just say a white one. Or black. Black would look good. Black's easy to find too. And final colour, I think I'll go blue, just because it's sitting there very lonely, looking like it wants a job. And there we have a very colourful pear. And we have made that green from our 2 other primary colours. There you go. So a simple and fun project for the younger years, and not needing a lot either, just student grade paint. So just for Australians, we've got the chrome acryl. That's a good student grade paint that should be able to find everywhere. Couple of paint brushes, one larger than the other, so that you can paint in your fruit and veg, and then the smaller one for your lettering. If you can't find a palette, like these ones I sell in the art shop, and you will be able to find them if you're in Australia, you'll be able to find them in places like Officeworks. But I know that there's going to be similar stores around, just stationery stores, like major stationery stores where you live will usually sell pallets. If you don't have a pallet like this, even just the actual lid of an ice cream container will do the same trick. You just want to make sure that you put 2 blobs down of those primary colours so that you can mix them. I've really dirtied that one up, but you can see that if I wasn't doing more, I would have contaminated the green with the red, and then that would have ended up making that colour instead. So that's why we've got to be careful about not letting those colours blend. All right, there we go. I am glad that you have watched that and hope you enjoy yourselves with this project, and I will see you again next week. I'm just going to flip the camera over so it's back on to me. There we go. Yeah, I'll be back again next week with another kids project. I have so many projects that I want to do with you guys, so yeah, I've got a bundle, so it's a bit more of a harder decision for me to actually say, okay, let's do this one today, rather than yeah, anyway. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again next week. Make sure that you also subscribe to the website. So the details are in the chat below. Sorry, not in the chat, in the description. If you subscribe to the website, you will find out that I'm doing a live on a Thursday night, and that is me drawing. So it's for older kids, say teenagers and adults. And then every Friday afternoon, I do the kids art class, and then the project comes out the next week, and the links will be in those emails. So it's really important to be on the email list. Also, make sure you hit like on this video and hit subscribe so you don't miss out. And until next week, thank you for watching, and I will enjoy waiting to hear from you and seeing your colour wheels that you've painted. All right then, have a good weekend. Bye.